Hi everyone, my name is Henry Lee, and I've just completed my first solo game jam. I would like to share with you my experience and thoughts. A game jam is an event where you get a short amount of time, usually 2 to 4 days, to make and publish a short game from scratch. The theme of each jam is usually not revealed until the start of the timer, so that the participants cannot start prematurely. After the time ends, there is usually a voting period where you can vote on other people's projects in categories like audio, art, and overall fun. I decided to participate in the WowWee Game Jam, held from the 12th to the 15th of August by Jonas Tyroler. Here's how it went. The jam started on the morning of the 12th, but I actually already had plans for that day. So I started brainstorming my game as soon as I got back in the evening. The theme for this jam was collaborate with AI. So here I'm writing down some of my ideas on paper and planning on how I would approach making the game. Eventually I settled on a top-down 2D shooter game where you have to work with an AI turret that you can move around to defeat the enemies. After that, I went to sleep, ready to start programming the following morning. In the morning, I got straight to work on creating the character movement script, as well as the enemy script, which would implement some very simple AI to follow the player at a constant speed, and to damage the player when they collided. I had to check the Unity documentation and a few other sources to get things right, but it mostly went without a problem. And after that, I wrote the script for our turret, which we can pick up and place down by pressing the space key. I also had to make a bullet prefab and a script for that as well, so that the turret can start firing. Here's what the game looked like about an hour or two in. As you can see, it's still very simple, and we still have to add enemy targeting to our turret. Which is what we added next, because how can we collaborate with AI if there is none? This section of the project actually gave me a bit of trouble, as I had to be careful to check the locations of all the enemies on screen and shoot at the nearest one. I was satisfied to finally get the result you see on the screen here. At this point, I was running low on time for the day, so I decided to call it a night. During day 3, I started to finish up the core features of my game. Firstly, I implemented a simple enemy spawner, where a random location out of 4 possible ones was chosen as the spawn point for each enemy. And after that was done, I worked on my main menu screen. I also implemented an experience system into the game, so that the player levels up after killing enough enemies. I was very happy with this slowing down of time effect with the upgrade screen, where the player can select to increase the fire speed of the turret or the damage. In the final few hours of the jam, I started pulling everything together. For the art assets, I used a free sprite pack from Unity's asset store, and for the audio clips, I used samples from freesound.org. I added the health and experience bars, and finally I added the game over screen and win screen. And with that, I was finally done. Here is the finished game. As you can see, it's a very simple one, with I'm sure a lot of mistakes and bad coding, but I'm really happy to have completed a full game jam by myself. I've learned a lot in these 3 days, and hopefully the next time I decide to do something like this will be much easier and faster. I still have much to learn about game development and programming, so I'm really excited about improving my skills with every project that I do. That's pretty much it for the video. Please sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment if you enjoyed it. And thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.